Hi, I'm Rick Kirschner, Church President, and I'm meeting here with our worship leaders to have a brief discussion and inform you about the decisions that the Cabinet made to not bring people into the sanctuary for worship until at least the end of the year. And Susan?
We are all longing to get back to some sense of normalcy. It's been almost 9 months that we have not been able to worship in the sanctuary. But one thing that we feel really strongly is that you can't have sanctuary without safety. And right now we feel, with the infection rate rising across the country and specifically in Vermont, that bringing people back to worship in the sanctuary simply wouldn't be safe. We endeavor to do the most fair thing we can do, and it feels as though protecting our most vulnerable and not having worship in the sanctuary until everyone can join is the best thing to do right now.
We have heard that some churches, some UCC churches and other denominations, are returning to worship in sanctuaries in reduced numbers. And so one question is, have we considered that? Yes, we have considered that, and we will continue to consider it. One thing that many of those churches have that we don't is a small number of congregants. And so worshiping in reduced numbers is not as exclusive as it would be if we were to do the same. Also, we have heard from many of you that while we all do miss worshiping in the sanctuary, it does feel too soon to return.
As we head into the seasons of Advent and Christmas, many have asked about our services this year and what will Christmas Eve look like in particular, and the Christmas tree and all of our beloved Advent and Christmas traditions. So there's no question that our seasons this year will be different than they have been in past years, but we're still excited about all the ways that we'll be able to celebrate the birth of Christ and to live out our beloved traditions that are so important and so nourishing for us. So just a couple of notes that we will have our Christmas tree that should be set up by the first Sunday in Advent. We're also planning on having a modified version of the Messiah and some of that music in our worship service on December 6th, and we thank Jane Kittredge and her group for helping us with that. Our Christian Education Ministry is planning an outdoor event for every day during Advent, and we can talk more about that, but it's an exciting opportunity for families and anybody who wants to come to walk a spiral outside on the front lawn and to just be in this space, in the sacred time and space. Our deacons will be having Advent hours of sanctuary, time to come into the sanctuary for prayer and meditation, as they have done for a number of years now during Advent. The missions giving tree will be in full force, and we'll be inviting people to purchase gifts that will be donated to Jump and to Lund. And certainly we will have Christmas Eve services, and we've got some surprises and some special plans, some of which are still up in the air at this point. But rest assured that we will have a wonderful worship opportunity with special music and candle lighting on Christmas Eve.
And I also just wanted to mention that we are eagerly awaiting the installation of our new audio-visual equipment, which will greatly enhance our ability to record from the sanctuary and offer even better services online.
Well, Hadley, a final question for you. It's not a worship-related question exactly, but some have wondered about not holding in-person gatherings for worship, but about youth group and Sunday school for kids in 4th grade and younger? We've had youth group for older kids, but what about the younger kids?
Yeah, that is such a great question, and I want people to know that this has been a really difficult part of my job, and my heart is really with parents with children in 4th grade and younger. We've held youth group meetings outside pretty successfully, but still we notice that it is hard for kids who haven't seen each other in a long time to socially distance. We do wear masks outside, but we know that we draw from many different schools, and some parents are not comfortable with outdoor play, even with masked children, where we can't enforce social distancing with the youngest ones. So that has been the rationale to try and keep people safe. We want to err on the side of inclusivity. But I also want to let you know that I am working on a walk-through Christmas pageant. And so we'll see how things go with cases and numbers and safety. But that will be pretty exclusively focused on kids in 1st to 4th grade, with children and families with kindergartners and preschoolers walking through to witness the pageant. So I really look forward to that, and I always welcome any feedback or questions from parents.
Thank you.
So when can we look forward to meeting again face-to-face in the sanctuary? Well, certainly not through the end of the year. That's already been decided by Cabinet. We are very fortunate to have doctors and public health officials within our congregation that can advise on what we should be looking for in the future and when we might be able to meet. So we'll reevaluate after the end of this year and see when we can set a date to meet again. We thank you very much for your patience.
Thank you all.
Thanks.